The holds of the troopship are cathedrals of iron, but no faith is found in their echoing chambers. The ceilings stretch high, lit by dim lumen strips that flicker as though reluctant to illuminate the faces below. Thousands of recruits are crammed shoulder to shoulder, their voices a low murmur swallowed by the thrum of the ship's engines. The air tastes of oil and recycled breath, heavy with the stench of unwashed bodies. For many, this is the first time they have seen the void, though it is hidden behind armored plating and prayer-wreathed bulkheads. They are told by the priest that beyond those walls lies the Emperor's realm. But the recruits know only darkness and the ever-present vibration of the warp drives, a sound that rattles the bones as though the ship itself were alive. Food is rationed with the same indifference as their training. Trays of nutrient paste and cups of recycled water are distributed by servitors, their mechanical limbs whirring with cold precision. The recruits eat in silence, some gagging at the taste, others forcing it down with grim determination. No one complains. Complaints bring the commissar, and the commissar brings the bolt pistol. Even the boldest learn quickly that silence is safer than voice. The few who dare to mutter prayers before their meal do so in hushed tones, fingers tracing the Imperial aquila upon their chests, hoping the Emperor hears them even in the bowels of a warship bound for slaughter. In this confinement, the transformation that began in training deepens. Sleep becomes fractured, interrupted by the clang of boots on metal walkways and the bark of orders through vox grills. Dreams, when they come, are haunted by memories of home or by shadows of enemies they have not yet seen. Some whisper of demons lurking in the warp, of eyes watching from beyond the veil, though these whispers are swiftly silenced by fear. To give voice to such things is to risk being branded a heretic, and heretics do not survive long in the guard. Still, the human heart is stubborn. Bonds form in the suffocating darkness, fragile yet powerful. A boy from the agri-fields shares a scrap of cloth from his home with a girl taken from the hive stacks. Its embroidered pattern a reminder that there is still beauty somewhere in the galaxy. Another teaches his bunkmates the songs of his people, soft melodies that rise above the drone of engines like flickers of light in the abyss. These moments are small, almost invisible, yet they are what keep despair from consuming them whole. The instructors may break their bodies and the commissars may rule through fear, but no one can wholly extinguish the need for connection. When the troopship finally breaks into real space, the change is felt more than seen. The vibrations shift, the air itself carrying a subtle weight as though the galaxy outside has taken notice of the fragile lives within. Orders blare through the vox. Prepare for disembarkation. The recruits are herded into long lines, each clutching their lasgun as if it were a lifeline. Flak armor is distributed from rattling crates, each piece mismatched, bearing dents and burns from the bodies who wore them before. Some smell of smoke, others of old blood that no cleansing solvent could remove. The recruits strap them on without question, for there is no alternative. A chaplain marches among them, his Crozius Arcanum gleaming under the lumen strips, his voice rising in thunderous litany. He speaks of honor, of duty, of the Emperor's unyielding gaze. He tells them they are chosen instruments, that their deaths will be victories in themselves, that the galaxy trembles before their courage. Many repeat his words with trembling lips, not out of belief but out of fear. To remain silent is to be noticed, and to be noticed is to risk the commissar's attention. In this way, faith is not born, it is imposed, hammered into them with every sermon until even the unbelievers mouth the prayers in order to survive. And then comes the first sight of a war zone. As the troopship descends, the recruits press against viewports and gun slits, their eyes widening at the planet below. Smoke rises in black columns that stretch into the stratosphere. The surface is scarred with craters and trenches, rivers of promethium fire snaking across battlefields that glow even from orbit. Flashes of artillery flicker like distant lightning, and in the darkness between them, the shapes of enemy titans or xeno-swarms move like shadows too vast to comprehend. Fear grips the recruits then, more deeply than in training, more deeply than in the holds. This is no drill, no sermon, no story told by priests. This is the reality they are about to be cast into. Some weep silently. Others grip their weapons until their knuckles whiten. And a few laugh in the face of it, driven to the edge where madness becomes a shield. None are immune. All are bound together by the knowledge that once they set foot upon that burning soil, there will be no return. Their world has ended. The guard is all that remains. The doors of the ship rumble open. The stench of smoke and death floods in, carried by winds that howl across the loading decks. Orders are shouted, boots slam against steel, and the recruits are driven forward. The abyss of war yawns wide before them, and they march into it, one trembling step at a time.